Welcome everyone to this podcast, a new episode. And on this episode, we have a guest. His name is Jide Guru. That's what I know him as on Twitter. So let's welcome Jide. Hello, Jide.
Hello, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah. Let's start by asking you, what is your full name? Because everybody knows you are Jide Guru everywhere. Even your GitHub, Jide Guru.
Okay, my full names are Festus Babajide Olusegun. I try as much as possible to write my names everywhere. though Jide Guru is everywhere, I also try to put Festus on my GitHub, on my LinkedIn. Maybe not on Twitter though.
Yeah, the first time I came across your name, that would be probably 2018. So I don't know what I was doing. I just found was it a GitHub repo? And then I said, who is this Jide Guru? I didn't know that Nigerians write Flutter. So, yes, that because Flutter was really new. So I said, so Nigerians don't reach me because I felt like I was maybe I just discovered it and people didn't really know about it. But I saw your repo and so there are Nigerians here actually. All right. So from my interactions with you, I see that. Do you live in Nigeria?
Oh no, I don't. I live in Cotonou. I've been in Cotonou for quite some time now. Actually, my parents moved here when I was about 8 or 9 years old. So I've lived most of my life here in Cotonou.
Okay, so because I see that you post Cotonou sometimes, and I wonder, are you really Nigerian? Because there are a lot of people there that bears Nigerian name.
Oh yeah, I am fully Nigerian. I am from Ogun State, actually, a Yoruba boy, Ijebu to be precise.
Oh wow, okay. Because I was beginning to think that maybe it's not a Nigerian. I think it's a Nigerian. Because of course we have footballers that bears Nigerian names, and they are not Nigerians. You get?
Yeah, I
Like
see a bunch of them here.
okay, like that. Like this guy, Emmanuel Adebayo, right?
Yeah.
I
I think the problem with that is not like a Nigerian name, but more like a Yoruba name. And Yoruba is not only spoken in Nigeria. Like here, we speak Yoruba, so you see a bunch of people with Yoruba names, and if an average Nigerian would think this person is a Nigerian because of the Yoruba name.
Okay, that's interesting. But originally there's a Yoruba is from Nigeria, right? So
I
that would
believe
mean
so.
that a good number of Nigerians migrated there.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, that clarifies it. Okay, so let's deep dive into more about your career a bit. So, can you give us a little bit about your career as a developer? When did you start? Did you stumble on coding like some of us did? Or is it because of SAPA?
Oh, okay. I started coding in 2016. I think at that time I was I think I was 14 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I am very young. I think
started
I was 14 at that
I
time.
started coding maybe when I was 18 or so.
Wow, that's nice. I basically stumbled upon coding one way or the other. It was a really, really, really weird story. And ever since, I just really fell in love with coding, and I spent all my time, like morning, afternoon, night. If I'm not in school, I am in my room writing code, just trying to learn, trying to do things. I started with HTML.
Okay.
After writing HTML for I didn't have a mentor. So after writing HTML for about 2-3 weeks, I felt I wanted more. So I didn't have a mentor, so it was a bit rough. I had to do a lot of research on my own, just going on Google trying to research, and then I wanted to build games. I was so interested in games. Even till now, I'm still interested in games, but I don't think it's something I can pursue.
Did you build HTML5 games?
A what?
Did you build HTML5 games?
Oh no, I didn't build HTML5 games. I wanted something on mobile. So I started doing research, looking for 2D engines because my computer then couldn't carry Unity. So so I was looking for some 2D engines that didn't need like a high-end computer. So I stumbled upon a few, and the one I decided to go with at that point in time was called Corona SDK. This is Lua, the language Lua. So the framework Corona SDK, I think they've rebranded it to something else now. But if you search Corona SDK, you will find it. This is Lua to build games. So I was learning Lua at the time, learning and also trying to build games. So I built a few things that were okay. I made a few games that were okay, but then after that I got really tired because, like, building games was really really difficult, especially as a one-man team.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to get assets.
Yeah, you wouldn't know what next to do. Like, where do you
exactly?
Where do you get game sound?
Exactly. Exactly. So I tried to, like, from mobile games, I said, like, okay, why not just try mobile apps then? But then my computer was really, really terrible then. I was using a 2 gig RAM computer, like terrible. So of course, while I was looking for how to write mobile apps, mostly Android, I stumbled upon Android Studio, and I downloaded this Android Studio on my 2 gig RAM computer.
Wait, how do you run emulator?
I opened Android Studio on my 2 gig RAM computer. I opened emulator, and this thing just crashed.
Definitely think that
it just crashed. but luckily for me, it didn't stop there. It crashed. I was still able to, like, switch it on, and at that point I decided that, okay, let me try moving to Linux. I thought Windows was my problem. I really wanted to build mobile apps, so I felt maybe moving to Linux would give me a little more performance.
So okay, so you left Windows to Linux?
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
I think a lot of
people
actually do that because they feel like, oh, maybe it's Windows. Maybe Windows is the problem.
Exactly.
I remember my brother too doing that stuff, and then he went to Linux, and I think his laptop now crashed, and his hard disk.
Oh wow!
And then it's ranting. How can anybody build mobile apps? Because the fact is, if you are going to be doing mobile apps, you really need a really good computer. Because emulator, for example, will take like 4 gig of your RAM already.
True.
So
it took me some time to realize that. And after moving to Linux, I also downloaded Android Studio for Linux, ran it, and this time it was a bit better because it wasn't crashing, but it was really, 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 like, I couldn't do anything. So I had to give up on that dream for a while. So I had to, like, okay, why not just try something else? So I decided to pursue PHP. Since that's what my system could carry at that point in time.
Because it doesn't have tools that will eat up your RAM. Just an editor, and you're good to go.
Yes, exactly. So I started writing PHP and also tried JavaScript. I was just trying front-end things because whenever I'm building things, I've always been this kind of person that I like to see what I'm building. So it has to be either mobile or front end.
Yeah.
I do back end too, but it's always painful.
Same story like me. I hate back end, and it's not like I don't. I love visual stuff. How can I be writing code and be testing it from a command line? And say, what? But
Yeah, it's really
I
frustrating.
want to change that from green to yellow, and I will see that
Yeah,
how it has changed.
exactly. There's like a joy you get when you see what you're actually doing.
Yeah, that's what I how I felt when I picked up Flutter, because
Yeah.
I did Xamarin for a while, and Xamarin, oh god, to even run the sample example, you face
Hmm.
several errors, and then when you finally
Wow.
get it to run, you want to add this, and you have to compile that, and then before it shows up. But when I discover Flutter, I hit Control S, and it changes.
Everything is out.
Oh god,
Exactly.
that sold me.
Yeah.
So when did you now stumble on Flutter, or when did you start writing Flutter?
It was like 2018. So after I started learning PHP around 2017, I was able to get another computer. Actually, my mom got it for me.
Oh,
I shouldn't take the credit. So my mom got it for me. It was a nice computer, and this one could carry Android Studio. It was a pretty decent one.
wow.
About was it 6 or 8 GB? So I was using that. I decided to download Android Studio, started learning Android Studio, Java at that time. Kotlin was still very new. I was learning Java. So after writing Java for a while, like I was always trying to build apps. Like there's this particular group called Solo Lane Nigeria on WhatsApp.
Hmm.
Then I always build things. Whenever I build things, I'll just post it there, ask people for review, things like that.
And
So after a while,
maybe that's where you got the
sorry,
guru from.
sorry, what?
I said maybe that's where you got the guru name at the back from.
Oh, that one has another story of its own. That has another story of its own. So the friend that gave me that name. Going back to Flutter. After writing Android for a while, I stumbled upon Flutter one way or the other. I can't really remember how, but I know I did. And I was so curious because while I was reading about Flutter, I read about this OS that Google was experimenting on called Fuchsia.
Okay,
Is it Fuchsia? Is that how to pronounce it? I think
I
so.
don't know. I
Um,
Fuska. I don't know.
so I was really interested in like the OS and also the framework to build apps for it. So I decided to like give it a test run. That was 2018, mid 2018, I think.
Hmm.
It was mid 2018, yeah. So I downloaded Flutter, I ran the sample projects, and I feel like what really sold me at that point was exactly what sold you to the hot reload.
Yeah,
I was like, what sorcery is this? Like,
that's
how come?
Hot Reload was pure joy for me.
Like seriously, it was.
Like
Especially when
I downloaded the template and I started to mess around with it, change that one, and it was. I can see the change instantly. Ah no.
in Android we literally had to restart the entire app all over again.
Yes.
So like being able to reload in Flutter was just pure joy. And I started to like, okay, I was like, okay, should I just dump Android for Flutter at this point? But I didn't do that. I didn't do that yet. I kept building some things with Android. But like a few months later, I decided to like build a project with Flutter. So I think it was from there. I was like learning more and more. So while I was learning, I said like, okay, why not try building some things? And then Flutter was still quite young. There were no, I didn't really have much ideas on what to build. I didn't want to build full blown apps. So I used to go to some of these UI sites, Uplabs, Dribble,
Yeah.
and so on. I'll get UI ideas from there, and then I'll just build them. So that was how I was practicing my Flutter skills, you know. And as I build, I will always post it online.
Yeah.
Then there were this groups on Facebook that were really popping. Then that's where I always post my stuff, and I would see a lot of people really I saw a lot of people like my post on Facebook, and they will go to my GitHub, give me stars, they show some love, and I was really encouraged. I was really, really encouraged. Yeah. Well, before I started building
Well,
building the UIs,
okay.
I I had some motivations though. I had some things that motivated me. Also, let's say some people.
Okay.
So like I've always wanted to contribute to open source, but I didn't know how. I didn't know what to do exactly. So there were two people, two major people that I felt really influenced me into contributing to open source with Flutter, and I think Jogbums Jeremiah.
Okay.
So I used to see his work on GitHub. So I was always like, wow, this person really makes good stuff.
Yeah.
How? Okay,
It makes
I think I should. Sorry.
I say it makes good stuff.
Yeah, he makes really good stuff. So I from there I got this this inspiration that okay, why not try making your own stuff too? There's also this other person. I can't remember his actual name, but his username on GitHub then was Mogost, Maugost. He was also building some really cool stuff. So those two people were the people that actually gave me the motivation to push my code
Yeah.
to GitHub, which has been which I feel like is the best decision ever in my life that I've made.
Yeah, that's the best way to put oneself out there. I always tell new people that you can't have skill and start hiding it now. You have to show it to people. That's how people know you, and that's how you will actually eat. Because people will be coming to you to help them build stuff,
Exactly.
and then you'll be making money, and you'll be able to buy laptop that will that will do the work for you. Because I don't know, maybe it's sorcery, or for some reasons, when you first buy a laptop and then you install all this software to it, and then after a while it becomes really slow, and you'll be wondering,
Yeah.
is this not the laptop that I used like some months back that was really fast? Like when I got my M1, I loaded Android on it, a Flutter on it, Android Studio, everything very fast. Then 6 months down the line, the thing now started to drag. What was this? I had to go upgrade
Man,
to M1 Pro.
M1 Pro.
And
Hey,
not everybody can upgrade because, of course, you
yeah,
need money.
true.
And one way to
I'm still using my M1.
is to put your stuff out there, because people will be in your DMs and say they want to build stuff after seeing your stuff. And for some reasons, sometimes the thing that you post online gives people ideas and say, "Oh, I want to build a startup that is on what you're actually doing. So can you come and do it for us?"
Mm, true. Very true. Very true. I've had a bunch of people reach out to me. In fact, my job, the one I work right now, we're about to launch our app. It's not yet out, but soon you will see it. It's pure magic.
Oh,
It's
okay.
really dope. So how did I get this job? So like late last year, I was working a job before, but I got tired of this job and I decided to change jobs. So I was still thinking, okay, should I start interviewing? Should I start? Actually, I applied to like two jobs. I was able to make the interview of one, but when I got to that interview, I was really sick. I wasn't really responsive in that interview, so of course I got a rejection email. Another one, I didn't even make it to the interview. I got a rejection email. So I was like, should I still keep applying or not? And I just told myself to not keep applying. I didn't even know why, but I told myself to not keep applying. And just a week later, someone reached out to me. They said they like a particular UI I built on my GitHub. Not even a full app, just a UI this time around.
Wow.
And they want me to come and work with them. I was like, okay, why not?
Just by putting your stuff out there.
Just by putting your stuff out there.
For
A
example,
lot of people.
I have this story. For example, one of the incomes I have right now is from a client that I got from one of the YouTube videos I put up.
Wow.
So I did one Shazam. No, was it Shazam Club? Yes. I just used the package that I will listen to a music and recognize it, and I pass it through Deezer or Spotify. And then apparently the person watched my video and cloned my uh, repo, and I started to add layers on top of it. The person hired a couple of guys from India, and they couldn't deliver what he wanted. Then he finally reached out to me, and then that's how our relationship started. And this guy is someone that always have ideas, and we come. How much can I build this? I have this idea. I just look, give him price. Does he argue? He doesn't argue. He sends it PayPal or Payoneer. Payoneer, okay, and we start. And that's really cool. And it's also helped me build relationship because the person I have relationship with from Saudi Arabia is because he saw one of my stuff on Twitter too, and we have built a couple of projects from there. And I think that the best job that one can have is the job that someone sees and just without interview and just say come,
Yeah.
come, come join us, because really the interview process is tiring and people
Very,
don't
very
know
true.
your worth. Rather than recruiters looking at your stuff and say, oh, no, this guy, we need to bring him in.
I feel like most of the jobs I've gotten, in fact, not most, all the jobs I've gotten till now, I don't think there is actually any of them that I interviewed from. I interviewed for.
Wow.
They were all like, we saw your stuff on GitHub, we saw your stuff on YouTube, we saw you here, on LinkedIn, this, that. Come and work for us. That's how I feel my first job, my first official Flutter job that I got, the one that I felt was my first. It wasn't a full time; it was a part time job. Before that, I had done a lot of freelancing,
Yeah.
on Flutter, but that was like the first one that I can call a job. The person just reached out to me on Facebook, like Facebook of all places, of all places. Person reached out to me on Facebook, and luckily, I had Facebook installed, of course, and I replied, and from there we just started working together, and all my jobs have just been like that.
Those are the best kind of jobs because number
The
one,
best
the person actually rates you, so you don't have
exactly.
to do all
You don't have
the
problems.
yes, and then you have a bargaining power like that because the person actually needs you. That's why they contacted you, and so you can bargain your enumerations or salary properly than you applying for a job and those people will say, who is this one? They look at your CV and say, they look at your CV and okay, let's hear what you have to say. And then you start explaining, I've built some open source stuff, have my GitHub, and then say, oh, interesting. Rather than them looking at this guy, let's bring him in.
Yeah.
Okay, so so that's how you got into Flutter, and then you are working full time for a company in Flutter, right? Is it only Flutter?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. My job is just Flutter developer. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's go some personal stuff now. Because people are saying Jide Guru and they know that he probably have money. Now I want to number one, do you have money?
Wow. Okay, that's a powerful question. I am broke. Sakpa day.
Oh God.
Sakpa bien messy.
Okay. Number two. Are you in a relationship or situationship? You know, you can be in a situationship. Or you are an explorer.
Those two, I am not in any of them. Like I don't even know. Relationship is not for me. I just don't understand.
I don't get. You have Guru at the back of your name.
Guru in computer, no guru in landing girls.
So our Flutter babes can start shooting shots now, right?
Okay. They are free. They are free to come.
Okay,
No problem.
so do you have social life? Because anytime I see your status now, I used to imagine you sitting in front of your laptop, just bored and saying, "Let me post on WhatsApp today."
Yeah, I do have a social life, but I like to keep my life very private.
Hmm.
So I don't really post on my social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, anyway. I don't post anything until I have content to post.
Hmm.
And then on my WhatsApp, I like to shit post. They call it shit posting. Just post random stupid stuff. Could be could be a stupid meme or like maybe a music I'm listening to, or like I would just write something very weird on my status.
There's funny meme. I just put it.
Yeah,
But
mostly my social life.
all your memes always target women. How you are heartbroken.
Well, should I say it's a persona?
Mommy.
Well, it's a type of content creation, should I say?
Okay.
I like posting things like that. It's I don't know how to explain it.
Okay. Because people don't actually know you beyond all the content you put.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I don't think that's the best way to land a Flutter babe.
Oh. Well, if a babe wants to know my personal life, then she should come close. Don't look at me from far.
Do you offer mentorship?
Yeah, I do, for sure.
Okay. And they can apply for mentorship now. It's part of.
If I have time, I will help them for sure. No wahala.
Okay. So you are not an introvert. You go out often.
I don't know where to classify myself, to be honest. I see myself doing both. I stay indoors most of the week. Of course, I have to work. I have to work Monday to Friday. But I go swimming every Thursday. It's just something I love doing. Every Thursday, you can catch me at the pool. And during Saturdays and Sundays, it depends on how I feel, depends on my mood, but sometimes I can go to a party, not clubs, I don't like night parties. I can go to a party or maybe just go out with one or two friends, just go and chill. Or I can spend the day, or sometimes, mostly Sundays, I spend a lot of hours gaming with my friends. And
long hours gaming with your friends. I can see where this time is coming from. And how many hours do you spend coding in a day?
I don't know. Let me see. Let me try to estimate. I think maybe on an average, because I do other things also, but on an average, I think I'll probably spend like 7 hours coding or 8 hours coding
in a day.
Yeah. There is no weekend though. I don't like coding during the weekends.
Oh boy, I don't think I spend up to 5 hours coding. But I think that the more, maybe if you have fun stuff to do, because since I started my side project, I use a lot of time coding. But if it's fully official work, you get assigned tickets, and some tickets you just can do it in a couple of minutes or hours.
Exactly.
It gives me time to do all that stuff. But if it's a personal thing, I don't know. I tend to, especially at the beginning, I tend to put a lot of time.
It's so true.
Building stuff. But because I know that if I don't quickly build this thing, as they drag, we get to a point that we abandon it. So I try to do it as fast as possible. And
it's so true. I started the side project recently, and I think that was last. Was it last week? Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? I can't remember.
Hmm.
Something about drawing, and I
Wait,
noticed that
said something like that.
that particular day. Sorry.
I said you posted something like that on, was it your?
Yeah, yeah. I noticed that like that particular day, I spent about 6 hours just working on that project alone. Like I just sat and I was just doing different things, just trying to come to a solution because it was really interesting to work on. Not like my regular. I mean, my job is interesting. I love
Yeah,
my job. I really do.
your
But it's
but your regular
it
job is like
gets
doing regular stuff now.
yes, exactly,
Because if you keep
exactly.
repeating, there may be tweaks there, or you keep repeating. For example, in my day job, I don't. I, over the past few months, I feel like I've been doing almost the same thing. So,
Yeah,
this one, do this one, design this one. Oh. But side jobs are the time you explore. For example, I've been exploring Flame Engine, for example, and
oh wow, that's nice.
it's so interesting because I keep discovering stuff. Even though my brain does not, I feel like I'm not smart enough to do stuff, but I still do stuff and like it's really interesting. So I quite understand. Okay, so please, so why did you stop posting YouTube videos?
Oh wow. Okay, this is
You didn't see that
wow.
coming, did you?
Wow, wow. I wasn't expecting this question, but okay, here goes nothing. So I say it's mostly about procrastination.
Or,
So I
or you feel like the content you want to post, they are not interesting enough.
oh no,
Okay.
not at all, not at all. It's just mostly procrastination. I have a Notion page where I write a bunch of topics and contents I want to work on,
Mhm.
and I find a lot of them interesting, and I'm hoping my audience find them interesting too. But like I have a lot of things I have to do. I have to work on my on my day job. I have to work on side projects, not one side project, side projects. So like at the end of the day, and I don't want to like do anything during the weekends because before
Oh, okay.
before I would work on my YouTube maybe during the weekends, but now I don't want to do anything during the weekends. I just want to like chill or even sleep
It's
if
really
I have the
nice
chance.
to do that one. Because when you are rich is when you don't work weekends. So. And
Ah,
I quite relate with what you're saying. And procrastination is, for example, I'm supposed to have done a video on ISA database. Until now, I've done the demo project too, and it works.
mhm.
So just sit down and record the video is the problem now. I was doing a course on
Wow,
in Flutter. Now the course is still in chapter 1. I don't know when I'm going to finish.
wow,
Oh my god.
wow.
Oh god.
The procrastination is really something, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's not
So
easy to overcome.
if you are going to advise someone starting out in software development, Flutter development, what would be your advice to that person?
Someone starting out,
Mm.
huh? I would just say like the person should make sure they have a good foundation, you know, like because it really affected me, my journey. Having a good foundation, like actually learning the languages, learning the concepts, all this OOP stuff,
Okay.
and all those things is very important. And also, another advice would be to always put yourself out there one way or the other. It's
Mm.
very important. Good things come to those who put themselves out there.
Yeah,
Simple.
I agree.
Those are my advices.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming to our podcast and talking to us. I'm sure our audience have learned one or two things,
I
especially
hope
the
so.
fact that putting stuff out there really helps. And I'm a testimony of that. So thank you very much for coming on the podcast.
Okay, no problems. My
Till next
pleasure.
time when we bring you to come and talk very technical things.
That time I'll make sure to prepare very well.
Today is a preamble of what is to come. Thank you very much.
Okay, no problems.
Okay.